Don Lemon is fresh out of F's to give. Sorry, we can't say the actual word here. We don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. Happy St. Patrick's Day, lads and lassies. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon let it fly over the weekend, digging into racism, Trump, CNN, and telling the truth about black Trump supporters. And it is wild. Lemon, of course, hosted his own show on CNN from 2014 to 2023. He rose to fame as a local reporter in Chicago, where he picked up 3 Emmy Awards and an Edward R. Murrow Award. For those of you unfamiliar, the Murrow Award is one of the most distinguished prizes for television journalists, and Lemon won his before the age of 40, which is quite impressive. Given his lauded reporting, Lemon caught the eye of major news outlets, first landing at NBC before kicking off his successful show on CNN. With his time on the network, Lemon became a vocal critic of Donald Trump at a time other journalists held back. Take a look.
Why doesn't President Trump condemn racism? His own words and actions tell you why. He's a racist.
Thank you for saying what we were all thinking, Don, and you're going to love what he has to say in this latest story. Lemon exited CNN in 2023 amid a controversy over alleged misogynistic remarks about his female colleagues and declining ratings. He bounced back the following year with The Don Lemon Show on Twitter. Lemon, an openly gay African-American man, has never had a problem sharing his opinion. Now, unencumbered by the bureaucracy of CNN, he's become even more vocal. Lemon stopped off at Bill Maher's podcast last night. In their conversation, the pair enjoyed some vodka, which also helped loosen the tongue, before dropping no less than 2 bombshells on the MAGA crowd, and we will get to those in a moment. Lemon had this to say about Trump and the MAGA movement's racial attitudes.
Let me ask you your opinion on this. Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary show. They did one thing, they did a sketch where Tom Hanks puts on a MAGA hat, so he's a Trumper, and then Keenan comes over to shake his hand, and he won't shake his hand.
Yeah.
And I said this on Fareed's show the other day. I found that's so old. You know, I didn't vote for him. I get all the bad things about that administration, but if you think they don't shake black people's hands, it's just you're wrong. That's not who they are. Matt Gaetz shakes black people's hands. You know, Kid Rock will shake your hand. It's just not helpful to think that half the country that's where they are. That's your
Still, you're a comedian. You know, it's part of its comedy.
I understand.
But let's be honest. There's a huge faction of the MAGA movement that's really racist.
I wouldn't say huge. No. I'd say partly.
I would say huge.
Yeah, okay. Well, we have different perspectives.
I would say huge. And even if they're not, you have to overlook a lot of that in order to support Donald Trump, which I think is maybe even more egregious than just saying I'm a racist.
But that was just a warm-up. When pressed on the subject of black Republicans and MAGA supporters, Lemon fired off these 2 cruise missiles. Or in the case of raging Republican closet cases, you know who I mean. Maybe that's cruising missiles? Take a look.
It was a Republican event.
What?
Oh my gosh, the Republicans are so repressed. The guys, if there's a Republican event or a convention, I try to stay in my hotel room.
Because they hit on you more?
150%. Yes.
You measured it.
I'm joking
with you, but so the Republicans hit on you more. This is so interesting.
It's the same thing that when I see. Not all black Republicans, but I see a black MAGA person who is carrying Donald Trump's water and they know that he's lying. It is the shortest line to the front. Because if you're black and you're whatever, you're just in line with a bunch of other Democrats that are doing the same thing that you're doing. But if you become a black MAGA person, it's like, whoa, let's book this person, let's put him on television.
So you don't think you can be a sincere black MAGA person?
No, I just said, I don't think that. I just said I think there can be sincere Republicans,
but you can't be a sincere black Republican.
I don't think that you can be a rational MAGA, be black and be a rational MAGA person. I think you can be black and be a Republican.
I think they would find that very insulting.
Well, I mean, the truth is often insulting.
Yes, the truth is often insulting. And I'm sure plenty of people, regardless of party affiliation, would call Lemon arrogant and condescending here. But you know what? I don't think he's condescending or arrogant. People love to throw those words around when someone says an uncomfortable truth that people don't want to acknowledge. But more importantly, Lemon is right, and not just about black Republicans or black Trump supporters. Sociologists have found over and over again that part of what attracts people to Trumpism, or more generally to far-right groups ranging from the Proud Boys to Flat Earthers to the Christian nationalist movement, is a lack of personal identity, and more importantly, a lack of community. A PBS Frontline documentary, for example, found that men who join up with the Proud Boys often do so because they feel isolated. They need friends. It's not the politics that attracts so many. It's just the chance to play Call of Duty with a new group of people or go for a beer. And look, everybody wants to feel special. Being a contrarian, Candace Owens, a Milo Yiannopoulos, and we're being generous with those two, automatically grants someone special status because he stands out from the rest of the crowd. And of course, there's money in that for many people. They're grifters, just like Trump himself, taking advantage of the ignorance and the anxieties of Americans that can't accept our current cultural moment. That's how people become radicalized. They need friends, or they need to feel distinguished. It's nothing more mysterious than that. And as far as Don Lemon's observations about gay Republicans, yeah, I have many thoughts there, and that's a longer report for another time. Suffice it to say this. Just like the people who take a contrarian position to stand out, or the people that join MAGA to feel a bit less lonely, queer Republicans have their reasons for joining a blatantly homophobic and transphobic party. And I dare say, some of them like feeling humiliated. They like having that dirty little secret because they get off on being in the closet. They get off on being humiliated. It's a kink, or just another way to stand out and feel special. Don Lemon has exposed something here, just how pathetic so many of the MAGA movement really are on an interpersonal basis. These people have so much hate and so much anger because they have so much sadness, hate, and anger for themselves, and it's just sad. Though it's not as sad as being taken in by a grifter like Donald Trump. Yes, the truth is often insulting, but only to people unprepared to accept it. And those that do not accept the truth about MAGA world and Donald Trump have a lot more reason to be angry right now, not at Don Lemon, but at a system hijacked by kinky submissives, lonely incels, and greedy grifters. That's Donald Trump's America. This is Occupy Democrats.